Hello, deadheads. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time. Today, another unboxing from AliExpress. So, I wonder what's in this package. As you guys know, I enjoy picking up some of these more unknown, lesser quality items, looking for that unicorn to try to find and see if there's something there that maybe surprise us. The R36S, an example that really surprised us. So let's see what we have here and let's open her up. I always love these packages. Now I've already opened this up, so we're just doing a reopening. But I do think that they packaged this pretty good. I picked this one up for $30 on AliExpress, and okay. The first thing here that I really like is the box here. I think that this is nice. Packaging matters, and the fact that they took the time to kind of make this look, kind of nice. I really do like this. It's not a particular fancy box in any kind of way, and there's no real identification of a company or anything like that. So this may be just a mass-produced generic box with this image. I don't know, but I kind of like it, kind of like the way it looks. So let's dig in and see what we have here. You can already see the outline of the unit here. So this is a 7-inch handheld. That's interesting, okay. And I can't seem to ever get these without this really cheap plastic sort of breaking here. So we'll put the handheld to the side here. This always seems to come to me in this condition. I don't know why. Really cheap, but so we have a quality control. Good to know that somebody's actually looking at this and trying and testing it out. Oh, look, we have a gift. Pikachu. That's not bad. It's kind of nice to give a Pikachu keychain. I could use this. That's not bad. I like Pikachu, but we have headphones. Terrible. I don't know. Hopefully the sound of this won't be that bad. And we have a USB to micro cable. So not a great thing. There's no RCA cables in here, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see how our manual is. It's in color. So it is in Mandarin Chinese and English. Okay, so we do have English here. Looks like we have some pretty decent instructions in red to make sure you don't use a higher end charging method. It's only going to use the lower end one. You're not going to be able to use USB-C to C, so don't try it. Looks like a screenshot here of the functions historical records. That's kind of neat. Folder, screen brightness. So okay, not a bad manual, and nothing else really in the package. So let's look at her. Let's take her a look here and see what we got. In first impressions, this thing is big. We know that I looked at a few weeks ago that other 7-inch handheld, which I absolutely hated. So this one has a screen protector. Oh, sliders. So I don't like sliders. This is terrible. Not to mention that based on what I think this is going to be able to play or what it advertised to play, you don't need this. This is unnecessary. So I don't really know why that's on there. Our D-pad, if you want to call it that, Switch style, don't like it. It's going to suck for fighting games. It's going to be horrible. So not there. Nice big screen. These buttons, not bad. I'm still not a fan of these dome clear through sort of ones. Maybe it'll light up and look nice. We have a select and a start right there, so that's not bad. Again, sliders, nice texture, I'll give it that. And they move way better than the sliders on that other model. I like the red and blue. So on the top here, it looks like we have our power button. It's not a switch, so that's good. It's actually a power button. We have some sort of back, a TV out. There's that USB micro right there, the USB micro. And then we have what looks like our volume buttons. Interesting, there's a reset hole there, right there, a reset hole. So I don't know what that's about. On the back, no branding, I'm surprised, but 32 gig model, so they do sell an 8 gig model as well. I like the design and texture. This thing is big, but it's light. It's light and it feels pretty good. It's not bad. Now it's cheap, of course, but it looks like our speaker hole is there. Don't see any ventilation, but I don't think this thing's going to get very hot, so don't really expect that to be an issue. Let's turn her on. Let's see what happens here. And as you know, I'm not expecting to see anything like Onion OS or even any basic, Arc OS sort of software here. And let me hold it down a little longer. But it probably has some sort of very locked down, pre-made software. Let's hope it's in English. Oh, that's nice. Looks like Scrabble. Maybe we're going to play a game of Scrabble. I don't know here. We'll zoom in just a little bit here to get a better look. It's very blue. And the card is in. Okay, looks like English. Okay, so that's a good start there. Looks like we have 39 on our battery, so that's not bad. We have a game, we have music, and it has a beepy sound. So beepy sound, that's not bad. And pictures and videos. Let's see what videos has in it. Okay, so this is very familiar looking software. It looks like that one I hated. Okay, not bad. It's playing the video. Oh, this thing's vibrating. The sound is vibrating. Reminds me of that sound tap technology. One speaker, but it's loud. See if you can hear this. I'm just gonna. So I don't think I would watch stuff on this, but if you have a kid, maybe load it up on the card and put some YouTube and give this to a 3-year-old. It's, $30, so I don't know if a lot is going to happen if it gets damaged, but it seems to be okay for doing that. Not a bad thing. There's no touch screen here, though, so can't back out by doing that, so you kind of have to follow the menu here. But it can do pictures, music, I guess a bunch of other stuff. Let's go into the game menu here. And let's see what that looks like. Oh, okay. So Castlevania, some Super Famicom, some Mega Drive. Oh, well, maybe I hit the button. This thing lagged a little bit. NES, MAME, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color. Now, this is it. It's not going to play PlayStation. It's going to play. I did try to add TurboGrafx. I tried to add some other games and emulators to this. Did not work. Don't know if I can. I did add some ROMs in here that didn't have. It had an okay, decent selection of ROMs, and again in English, so I'll give it that. But we're going to come back in here. I'm going to load up some of the games I put on here, and we're going to take a look at how this thing can do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. And I did forget to mention there is a spot here for a micro SD card. I tried to put my own card in there. I'm not sure how the file system has to be. There is a warning about not deleting files on there, so take that with what you will. You're probably not going to be able to do a lot of tinkering with this. I might in the future, but here is some Super Mario Brothers 3. And you can see that it is running on this big screen, so that's a positive. The sound is good. I like the sound. No problem with it there. I like the screen. It looks clear enough, and it seems to be running Super Mario Brothers 3 pretty well. This is 8-bit, so there's no sort of surprise here that it's able to run this, pretty clearly. Now, as far as your options, this button on the top here is going to put you into the only menu. You can save, so I like that. There is a setting. Your sound output can be changed, so I don't know why you'd want to turn it off. Your screen size can be in full screen. You can go into scale, so if you want integer scale or original size. So we'll put it in scale here and just show you a little bit how it looks, a little bit more in its original 8:7. It looks pretty good. Like that. You're not going to have any bezels. There's no shaders. There's no ability to do anything. So if you run in this original scaled integer setting, you're going to get this with the black bars on it. But it runs the game fine. I don't see any problems with it. Again, you can go up here and you can go into this setting and save. And you can also go into the screen size. and you could go the original size. We started off in full screen, then we went to scale. So here's the original size, and this is ridiculous. You're not going to play like this. You can't see it. So not sure why that's an option on this. Maybe for certain games, I'll play some Game Boy Advance here in a minute, but I really don't see the use case for this. But we'll be right back. We're going to look at some Game Boy, and then we'll look at some Game Boy Advance. And we're back, and I've loaded up some Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy, and again, there's really no ability to change anything, which could be a positive if you want to give this to somebody to just plug and play. Not a bad thing. I had to put this ROM on here myself, so this did not come with this ROM, but you can see that it's playing fine. This would not be my preferred way to play Game Boy. I would rather the RGB30. However, I did find myself playing this longer than I anticipated doing, which was surprising. I think the large screen is pretty good, and I think that somebody that is probably not much of a gamer or is a beginning gamer would really enjoy playing on this screen. So, you know, if you know somebody that this would work for, it's going to play Game Boy. You could load this up with 32 gigs of Game Boy games. That's probably going to get you every Game Boy game ever made. And basically just turn this into a really large screen Game Boy player, which wouldn't be too bad at all. I did put some Pokemon ROMs on here, and again, it played good, it sounds good, and this is a million times better than that previous one we looked at. So this one at $30, I definitely would say is probably, you know, not what I would go for being an enthusiast, but for your basic, you know, gamer just looking to relive some old Game Boy titles and see it on a bigger screen with our old Gen X eyes, this is going to be something better. So we'll be back. We're going to take a look at one last system, the Game Boy Advance, and we'll be right back. And finally, we're going to look at some Game Boy Advance here. We've got the Revenge of Shinobi here. So this is another one of my favorite series. You can see that it's stretched out, obviously, but again, you know, if you put it into that original size, it's not going to look good. But I mean, if you have bad eyes, it's readable. You can see it. It's not, you know, not horrible. And again, much better than that previous one that I saw, which was actually going for $20 more than this. So, you know, at $30, this one right here, I think, is certainly worth your money if you want the appeal of a huge screen that can play Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 8-bit, 16-bit, pretty much limited to that. With some decent sound, some questionable controls. And, oh, it does have the shoulder buttons for, I'm assuming, for Game Boy, because really, you're not going to get anything else on this. But let's fast forward through this menu and get to some gameplay. So now we're going to hop into some actual gameplay here. Make our way through the swamps. And I never played this game really, not this version, on the Game Boy Advance. So it looks like it's running at 60 frames. I mean, the screen, again, is not bad. I mean, for $30, for getting this big screen like this and being able to see it, the emulation seems to be good. It's not like it's super speed or anything like that. It's, you know, at a acceptable rate here. You're not going to be able to change anything. You're going to get the way it looks and the way it comes. Other than the scale, you can put it in scale mode or original, which again, original doesn't make any sense to me to do, but maybe there's some MAME games or something on here. It does have a nice selection of arcade games as well that it comes with. That's probably one of the better things about it. But we're going to wrap this video up and we'll be back with some final thoughts. All right, so wrapping up, should you get this? Most of you guys on my channel are here, enthusiasts like me, and this is not going to appeal to you. However, maybe you have a little sister, maybe you have a cousin, or maybe somebody who's elderly and has never really experienced the magic of games, and this is going to be good. Again, the screen is great. I would happily give this to a 3-year-old. They'd probably be very happy with it. If you want to turn this into like a really cool big screen Game Boy Color, sort of emulator thing, that could be a cool use case. Again, $30 for this, I think, is an appropriate price for what you're getting. And if you're going to go this way with one of these really cheap off-brand things, this one is the best one I've seen yet, though I hope they keep competing. Would like to see, no sticks, not necessary. I think mainly because of the size of it, would look funny without it. But they could have taken the sticks out and done a better D-pad. That would have been much more preferable than what they did here for this. But this again has been another look at some AliExpress special magic that we have out there. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. Please remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and help us grow. I want this community to be for you. I do this out of my love for gaming, and I really hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. Please give me feedback. I love feedback. I want to make this better. So again, next time, Dead Fred out.